Smart meters are coming to your home soon, whether you like it or not. Next month, BC Hydro plans to begin installing the new units, which will communicate your home's energy consumption wirelessly. Some people are worried, though, that the new technology is harmful to their health and to the environment, and they want to delay the installation as long as possible. A News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett has the story.
Joanne Bennett has made it abundantly clear she does not want a smart meter installed on her home.
This is going to delay the installation that is scheduled for October in Nanaimo.
Bennett says the more research she does on smart meters, the more concerns she has. She says no one knows enough about the long-term consequences of the technology.
We're not aware of what they can really do. Our environment, our health, our children.
Starting in the summer of 2011,
BC Hydro plans to start installing smart meters on homes starting in August, October in Nanaimo. Smart meters are part of an infrastructure upgrade. The new units will communicate electrical consumption information with BC Hydro.
The benefits will be monetary, they'll enhance customer service and operational efficiencies as well. A lot of customers don't know that we rely on them to notify us when they have a power outage, and what smart meters will do is they'll notify us when customers have a power outage.
But as the rollout date nears, a growing number of people are concerned with the health and environmental impacts the wireless technology may have.
It's the carcinogens that we don't know about, and personally, myself, I've been in a bad accident and surgeries, and I'm going to possibly be having a spinal cord stimulator installed into my abdomen. And so that concerns me of what it could do, the implications.
BC Hydro insists the technology is safe. They say a 30-minute cell phone call would give you the equivalent radiation as standing next to a smart meter for 20 years.
We've worked with the local health authorities, the provincial health authorities, Health Canada, as well as the radio frequency lab at UBC. The smart meters are operating at a very low power frequency, very low radio frequency, 1/100th of that of a cell phone.
Others feel the power company is imposing the technology to collect private information for third parties.
We've always been trusted with customers' information, and we've always respected that and been very responsible for that, and we will continue to be. We won't know what a customer is doing in their home, what appliances they're using, what activities they're doing. The information that we do see is granular, and it does come to us encrypted.
Joanne Bennett has now convinced her neighbor to try and delay the installation of a smart meter on her home, and she wants others to get informed as well by going to the website citizensforsafetechnology.org. BC Hydro's smart meter information can be found at bchydro.com. In Nanaimo, Jonathan Bartlett, A News.
What is your opinion about Safety Code 6 and Industry Canada's settings or their current standards that they're using right now?
Safety Code 6 is grossly out of date. All right? It's based on heat, right? And needs to be upgraded.
Yeah. So, and with all due respect, we need people like you.
I'm not going to hide behind Safety Code 6. I've actually told that to the people, right? That and that was one of our consultations was with people that would say that this needs to be upgraded. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. We agree on something.
You're absolutely right. Okay, good stuff.
My questions are, what I've noticed is with people expressing their concern about the health issues of the wireless revolution, what I see is the wireless smart meter is one more device that's going to be emitting radio frequency. So
that's true.
Yeah. So we've got deck phones, we've got cordless phones, we've got Wi-Fi, WiMAX, cell phones, cell towers, and now we're going to add a smart meter to it. Do you have a concern that we could be reaching somewhat of a saturation point with all the wireless radiation?
I don't not believe that there is a saturation point. Okay. It's got to do with the wavelength, it's got to do with the duration, and it's got to do with the distance. So with the meters, those things will be for 1 minute on average, up to a maximum of 3. So the duration is short. They're not on 24/7. They are a long wavelength at the far end of the spectrum. And distance, if you're at a distance of 30 centimeters from it, it drops off by the square of the distance, and it keeps dropping off by the square of the distance. So what you're projecting is that there's this bombardment of ions going out there and scattering all over the place. What's actually happening is they're going like this, zoom. So you're assuming that there's a huge increase. There won't be. And I think we'll be able to show that.
Hydro is adding up all these microsecond bursts of energy, which are only fractions of seconds. And they add them all up together, and it comes to 2 or 3 minutes a day. And they say, on average, we're only transmitting 2 or 3 minutes a day. When in fact, they are transmitting every couple of minutes at a fairly powerful burst of energy. And do you know anything different about that?
No. The answer is I can't debate that with you because I do not know. I do not know the specifics. So the answer is I can't debate that with you.
Okay, so as it stands right now, because I have tested it, I have tested a meter, and that is the fact as it stands right now, that the meter does transmit all day, every day. Now what I'm asking you to do is find out for sure, okay?
And we will. But remember, that these meetings were set up because of the RFP meeting, and we came here to try to find out from you people what the questions were. That's one of the reasons why we're taking the questions, is that we want to know what you want to tell us. The same thing in Victoria. We want to listen, so you're now telling me that this is this.
Yeah.
We'll get you an answer for that question, okay? Because that's a fair question, and we'll get you an answer for it, and we'll get our technicians who will know what the meter that is being purchased has, and we'll be able to give you that answer.
Yeah, you know, there's
So we're not trying to hide something here.
Okay, no, fine.
Here, and the answers will go on the website.
Okay, we're waiting.
So that anybody can see
waiting.
it.
We're waiting.
Yes.
I asked this question last week. I'm still waiting for an answer. Now, worldwide.
Right, we told you last week too that the RFP hasn't been finished and the final contracts haven't been signed. And Fiona told you tonight that somewhere in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And so we're at a disadvantage, and we recognize that. But we're willing to listen, and get the questions.
All righty, I appreciate that. What I'm trying to establish here, Dr. Ladwick, is that worldwide, you know, there's scientists around the planet that have issued warnings about not to expose the public to these levels of radio frequency radiation. And, you know, we have a situation right now where in a prudent public policy setting, if you said, okay, we want to protect the public from potential harm, and not from an, you know, we don't necessarily have to have a 100% proof of harm before we set out to protect the public. When you see these warnings from scientists all around the world, and these are the best scientists in the world, and I often will quote Ole Hansen or Dr. David Carpenter and all these well-known
A wireless mesh network is a way to connect a number of consumers or devices together over a wide area.
The neat thing about a wireless mesh is that every device in the network becomes part of that infrastructure. Every time you deploy an additional device, it makes a denser connection.
Instead of having to have a single communication to each one the way you might have in a cell phone system, actually each little device can talk to each other and pass information down the line.
Here's how the mesh would work. Every once in a while, say every couple minutes, it comes on and it says, hey, you still there? Yep, I'm still here. You still there? Yep, okay, everything's good. All right, we'll go back to sleep. And if I turn on and I say, hey, you still there? No. Hey, are you still there? Nope, didn't hear anything. I might say, oh, are you there? Okay, all right, I'm going to route my data through you instead. Or, hey, are you there? I'm going to have all sorts of choices. I'm going to be able to send it this way, this way. And I'll go whichever route makes the most sense. And because I'm doing that all the time, it's completely self-healing. And as long as there is a route back, the data will find its way back.
What it allows us to do is to connect large numbers of devices at very low cost.
And you've got thousands or tens of thousands or millions of homes all communicating together in one wireless mesh, which makes for very reliable communication.